and welcome to my organized life, where I'm trying to get my life organized. If you're new to this channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here. So this channel is all about planning and budgeting and for the most part getting those things organized, and I'm still kind of new to both. So I thought it would be fun to share my experience with you guys as someone who's new to it and show you guys that it's not all rainbows and butterflies at the beginning. It's actually really confusing and really hard, but it's also really worth it. And that's been my experience so far. So I've been using the Budget by Paycheck workbook by the Budget Mom, and I've got it in this binder where I've added some other online resources as well. So today we're going to be going through and closing February. So we're going to be closing this paycheck, and then tomorrow I get paid here. I'm super excited. It's always nice getting onto a new paycheck, and my favorite part about it now is putting money away and saving it, so that's good. So here are my paycheck numbers here. I've got these little magnetic bookmarks. I like to keep one on my current paycheck. I've got one for my cash envelopes, one for my tracker for the envelopes that I don't always carry around with me, and then I've also got one for my sinking funds and how much I add to them. So everything that I use will be listed in the description box below. It'll bring you to, there's one link for everything, and it'll bring you to my idea lists for Amazon. So I've got a whole bunch of different categories, and I've got everything I use and then some, so feel free to check that out. If it's not affiliated already, it will eventually be an affiliate link once I figure that out. Just a little disclaimer there. Check here. So this is the one that I'm going to be closing. So just to make my life easier, so I'm not going back and forth between pages, I'm going to pull out everything I need. That'll make it a little bit easier, and that's one of the reasons why I'm glad that I got the printable version of the Budget by Paycheck workbook. And then we're going to need this as well. So I'll need my trackers. I think that's all I need. Okay, I think I got everything I need. If I need anything else, I can always pull it out later on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and highlight all of my spending categories. So I'm going to be highlighting everything from this squiggly line, which is my break between my previous paycheck and this paycheck now, and then up to here. And then it's the same with my debit and savings accounts as well. So I'm going to go through and highlight all of those in their corresponding color, and I will be right back. Stars fall at my feet, keep me grounded as I reach higher than the sea. Is there something there for me? Okay, before I go too much further, I actually totally forgot to write down my expenses from today, which today is the 25th, and I did have a lunch money transaction here because I did work today. I wasn't supposed to, but I ended up picking up one of my coworkers' shifts. So I spent $7.60 on lunch. Leaving me with $91 exactly, apparently, in my cash. We'll see if that's accurate. And my goal was to have $100 to roll over into next paycheck, so I did not too bad with that. I will take $91. That's perfectly fine. Pulling back the reins, letting go again. I'm not afraid. I'm not. Okay, so that is all of my cash transactions highlighted, so I did run into a problem. This is the first month where I have used sinking funds. So this month, my kiddo's birthday was on the 22nd, so I did bring in his sinking fund, so I labeled that in as income here. But then I had a little bit of a problem because I used my card for some of it because it was easier. I made a few purchases online, like I ordered his cake online and I ordered pizza online, same with his birthday present. So that's where it got a little bit confusing. So I've got $37 worth of stuff here, $35 worth of stuff here. And then I also put transactions for my Walmart MasterCard on here. It's a little bit confusing. So I decided what I'm gonna do is I am not going to track my sinking funds on here. I've actually got, okay, so this is Carbon's envelope. So I had a list of everything that I needed, and then I just used the same slip that I've been using to track my savings on to track my spending. So this is how much I spent. This is how much I have left over. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna track my sinking funds on here. I'm not gonna include it in my expenses because honestly, it was killing my brain trying to figure out how to incorporate it in my budget, because I wanted to add the money that I put from the savings back onto my card, but that's kind of like double dipping into the savings too. So it's a little bit confusing, but if I want to see exactly how much I spent for an event, I'm going to keep the cards and I'm going to refer back to that because I don't know, that just made the most sense to me. If you guys have any advice or any other ideas on how to do that, I am all ears. But for now, I think that's what I'm thinking about doing because it just seems less complicated, honestly. One other thing too, while we are on the topic of complications, let me just pull out my binder here and I'm going to flip to my 2021 overview page here. So I originally was planning on closing out February here. I decided that it makes more sense to close out a month before the paycheck. And then the other thing that I was thinking of is having, because I classify this as my February paycheck number 1, February paycheck number 2. The other thing that I was thinking of is having all of my February month be using the paychecks I received in February. So if I did that, my month of February would be tracking from the 12th to March 11th. And that was another thing that I was considering doing because those are my February paychecks. That's when I'm using them. So I was a little bit on the fence about that, and then I ended up having to work today. So I don't even have time to close the month. I hardly even have enough time for this. So that was my deciding factor there. I am going to do my months as the paychecks rather than the actual month itself. So for my month of February, I'm going to be tracking from the 12th to March 11th, and I'm going to close out February on March 11th. That just makes the most sense to me. I'm going to try that out and see. Like I said, this is still very much new to me. I'm still learning, and kind of the best way to learn is by experimenting and seeing what works best for you, right? Because everybody's budget is different. So I think that's what I'm going to try, and hopefully it works. And if not, then I'll have to figure something else out. But I am only, this is my second month, technically third month into this, so I'm still a newbie to it. So with all of this being said, I'm not going to track any of Carbon's birthday stuff. I'm not going to include that. With my January savings though, I did buy the Budget Moms 2021 savings challenges, and those savings are going to be going towards my MasterCard. So those are going to be extra debt payments. So I do want to track those. Hopefully I did this right here. I don't really know, but either way, this is how I'm going to do it. So I brought it in as income, and then I automatically took it out towards my bills because that's where I want to count it in towards. So I'm going to do that, and hopefully that works. And again, if not, then I'll have to figure something else out. So I'm just going to continue highlighting everything here, and then I'll meet you back. So I'm going to use this information to figure out how much I spent, and then I do like to close my paychecks in this grid, I don't know what this thing is called. I am having a moment in one of these things. I think it's called a grid. I know what this is called. Okay, oh well. So I'm going to be closing February paycheck 1, so that's from the 12th to the 25th. So I'm going to use this side here is where I tally how much I spent for each category in cash and then in each account, and then I can total it here as well as at the bottom. And then this, I basically took the Budget Mom's monthly breakdown sheet and basically minimized it to fit in here and fit what I needed just for my paycheck. So, and the best thing about this is I have everything right here to reference to, so I can figure out what I need to do. So I'm going to go through and figure everything out. I'll go through the cash first, and then I'll work my way through everything else. And I think I'll probably speed this up, otherwise this video will be really long. But if you guys want to see the breakdown of this next time, let me know and I will go in more depth. Whatever is the most requested is what we'll do. So we'll go through and do this here. So that's all of my information filled out here. So I can total everything across here to get my total for my groceries, my food, my cab. And then I can also total how much I spent from each account, and they should equal the same amount if I did everything right. Okay, so if I did all of this right and added everything up right, then these three numbers should equal this much. So we've got 916.35 plus 209.95 plus 110.40 equals 1236.70. So that is good there. So this is how much I spent in each category. So then from there, I can take them in and put them here. Okay, so cab, we spent 35. Lunch money was $53.65. Groceries spent $175.76. Food was $37. Miscellaneous was $85.25. Beauty, I actually put that on my card this time. I know I'm bad. I needed to get my nails done though. I couldn't wait. So I got them done and I put it on my card. We will get there. We'll get there. One step at a time. So $45.14 for pets. And then bills is $280.90. And then sinking funds, we put $524. So now let's figure out what I budgeted for. So I'm going to set my trackers aside. I think I'm done with those for now. And I don't think I need this one, just this sheet here. Okay, so cab money, I budgeted 70. Lunch money, I budgeted 60. So we were just under on that one. Groceries, I budgeted $176.84. I was so close to going over on that one, but I didn't. Food, budgeted 65. Miscellaneous, I budgeted 70, and I did go over that. I used some of the money that I set aside for beauty for that, and mainly because the puppy chewed my phone charger, so I had to order more. So I decided at that same time I was going to get my mom's birthday present and then a couple other small things that I wanted. So I only went over by a little bit, not too bad. Let's see, beauty, I budgeted 35. Pet, we budgeted 60. Bills, so I'm gonna add these up here. So it's gonna be this amount here. So we got $312.90 because these are all bills here. And then I'm gonna just add the $50 for my Walmart MasterCard. So we budgeted $362.90. And then sinking funds. So that's all of these here. So $449 plus the $75 for taxes. I think I might take that out of my budgeted. I'm going to stop doing that. Any money that's basically going to roll over, I'm going to stop putting it in a category. It's just going to be on its own. Either that or I'll maybe start like a rollover No, I don't think I really need a rollover category. I'm just going to leave it as is. So I'm not going to include the 142 in the budget. So I'm actually going to subtract that there. But let's see what our sinking funds amounts was. So that was 524. So we were spot on for there. So let's go back. So $362.90 minus 142. So $220.90. I think that's the only thing I have to subtract. Everything else was an actual budgeted for to spend for this paycheck. I think that makes the most sense. I'm going to try it out this way and see how it goes. So I'm just going to quickly figure out the differences here. Okay, so I did good in each category except for miscellaneous. I did go over that by $15.25. I'm okay with that. And then for bills, I was over by $60, which is the $60 that I took from my January savings and put towards my credit card. So that I am definitely okay with. So I'm going to add all of these up here. Okay, so 1281.74 minus 1236.7. I think this is supposed to be in a different color. Let me just reference to. Yeah. Okay, so this I like to do in blue. So 4504, which I believe that's technically what my rollover is supposed to be, but it will be different. It'll probably be this plus $60. So plus 60, 105.05 technically, I think. We'll see. Okay. And then I didn't do this. So, see, my starting balance was my rollover, I believe. So, I'm just debating on whether I want to keep my starting balance as my rollover from the previous month, or if I want to have my starting balance as my income and then have incoming balance anything that comes in, like my January savings. It would make it easier to track that way. So I think I'm going to try that for this month. So $1,423.74. But then technically, this should equal that. Oh, that's right, because I didn't include the 142. Okay, so 1281.74 plus 142 is 1423.74. Okay, I don't want to include that in this, so we're actually going to change this, and we're going to put my starting balance as $1,281.74. We want these to match. Okay, and then incoming is any income I made, which, like I said, I'm not going to include my carbon sinking fund. I changed my mind on that. I am going to include my January savings. So I'm going to add an incoming balance of $60. So plus 60 for a total income of $1,341.74. Let me go through and figure out my percents next, I think. And then I'm also going to see what percent of my income I spent. So I spent 92% of my income. Okay, so these are good here. These were over. And then we'll see how much I'm off in my budget here. I've got my rollover, and then we'll have, this will be the difference. So then now all that's left to do is count what my actual rollover is and go from there. Okay, so I've got all of my envelopes here and my change. So I'm just gonna go through and empty everything out. Okay, so we are going to be looking at accounts. I should probably be doing this on a smaller notepad, but okay, so basic and plus. We'll do cash and then change and then total. Okay, so I've got $14.04 in my plus account and $192 in my basic account, which I think I'm actually going to subtract the $142 that I saved for benefits and then the $50 cushion that I've got in there. Let's move cash down one more. So that pretty much just leaves us with the $15.04. So we've got 142 plus 50 equals 192. So just the $14.04 is going to be included in our rollover. Okay, let's see here. Doing it this way, I think we should do the total income minus this, or that's going to throw it off, even though technically this should equal up to that. So let's do that and see where that puts us. So we're actually going to put this as $1341.74. So 1341.74 minus 1236.70. So that should put us at $105.04. I think that'll be better. So for cash, we've got 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. So 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. Oh. 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. Oh, that's why it's always good to double count. Actually, $70. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10, 15. Let's add that all up and see what we get. So we've got the $14.04 plus 70 plus $10.15. So we've actually got $94.19. Huh, that's interesting. Oh. Plus $1. So this is actually 11. So 95.19 is apparently what I have. So let's see. 105.04 is what my budget says I should have. So minus 95.19. So it's $9.85 I'm off. Okay, so I could go through and see if I could find that. I keep all of my receipts. Most likely it was probably a lunch transaction that I forgot to record. but I'm not too worried about it. I think if it was over like maybe like $20, maybe I would worry about it. I'm not really sure what my limit would be to where I would have to investigate, but I'm not going to investigate over $9. I'm pretty sure, like I said, it was probably a lunch transaction that I forgot to record. So I think that's everything that we usually do when I close out my paycheck. I can't really think of anything else. Well, if I think of anything else, I will add it in, but so far this is it, I guess. So this is where I'm at with my February Paycheck 1 budget. I think I did not too bad. I'm still really confused on a lot of things, but I'm slowly getting them figured out. And once I get all of those kinks sorted out, I think it'll be easier as the months go on to kind of get a routine and get everything down. That is everything for this video. If you guys like this video, would you please give it a thumbs up? And if you would like to see more content like this, please feel free to subscribe and ring the notification bell if you want to get notified of when I upload. But yeah, I think that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, take care, guys. Bye!